Ouch. Hey, hey. Well, you called. What do you want?
You're going to have to get me a hat.
All right.
Okay.
I'll be getting hats and flags and the whole nine yards.
That one I like because it's blue. Who's calling?
Obama again. Can't talk. I'm on the air. All right. Call you later. All right. He wanted to know what I wanted on the barbecue.
No, we weren't on last week because of Dennis.
Yeah, it's always because of me. I really don't care. I mean, shit, when you get a certain age, you know, hey, what difference does it make? There is no penalty in this country anymore and in relationships for anything. Now, I don't recommend...
If you are a Democrat.
Yeah. Well, if you're a Democrat, you're safe.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, yeah, you're right. You're right. All right. We got a crazy show tonight. Me and Eric, we keep switching sides every week when we can remember. And when he's sitting in this chair, it's, in my opinion, when he's sitting in that chair, it's talk. But I'm going to talk to him later about maybe making a change. So I got some news about our last show. And I'm dying to tell you about it because you're going to flip out.
Oh, you're going to tell me where the news came from?
Yeah.
Okay.
YouTube had something to do with it.
Okay.
And our last show, they yanked because of
they what?
Violation Committee guidelines. Because of that group, they pulled it off of YouTube.
That show?
Our show. Because of something we said. I guess we went on a rant at the end of the show.
Okay.
That's what we think it might have been about. We don't know.
It's just that one show.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care. I don't care about YouTube. I don't care about Facebook. I don't care about TikTok or Twitter. I don't do social media.
But it's the principle behind it.
Well, the principle, you're talking about freedom of speech. And people like YouTube don't care about freedom of speech.
All right. Oh, maybe
I don't know what their guidelines are. Maybe it's because you're with your mouth and your vulgarity.
I heard it was you. But you can get something on YouTube where you're looking at something that says follow to the end. And you follow it to the end, and then you get some friggin' 60-year-old kid telling you to go yourself. Black kid, too, unfortunately. That's okay.
Oh, I'm sure.
That's okay.
No, it's okay that Iran is on there and spewing all hate for America. Oh, that's okay. It's okay with any other country, but when it comes to this country, with our freedoms, it gets yanked.
But how can these people not see that? How can they not see what Iran's doing, what China's doing?
They do see what they're doing. They don't care, Dennis.
Yeah, but
this is the left. This is the woke. They don't care.
I mean, if you're a Democrat, and, well, first of all, I think there's a lot of Democrats out there that are really upset about who they voted for and what changes he brought. So they're quiet. They're not saying nothing because you know how they're going to vote next time.
Did you know that there was a third Democrat who left the Democrat Party?
Who's that?
It was from North Carolina.
No, I didn't know that.
I don't know if I can't remember if it was a state senator or not. I think it was he, is changing over to Republican. So now they have a supermajority in North Carolina, the Republicans, state governments. The same thing I think has happened with South Carolina. Joe Manchin in West Virginia is thinking about running for president, but he won't run as a Democrat. He will run as an independent because of what the Democrats did, of what Biden did to him regarding that deal with the
oh yeah, I remember
with
that.
the coal and everything like that. So Tulsi Gabbard from Hawaii, no longer a Democrat. She's an independent.
What kind of? An independent.
Okay, the senator or something from Arizona is no longer a Democrat. she's an independent. A lot of these Democrats are starting to realize this isn't the Democrat Party that I want to represent.
Yeah,
or
but
want to
they
be part.
still-
This is not Kennedy's Democratic Party.
Okay, but there's still, and it's good, that they're working with Republicans to get rid of what we have now, but they're still not on board with everything the Republicans want,
No.
and neither are the Republicans
No,
with them.
that's
but
true.
it's a much evener playing field.
I just wish that if the senator from Arizona had switched instead of to independent to Republican, that would have changed the playing field. It would have been, and then I don't know if Tulsi Gabbard is governor. I can't remember if she's governor of Hawaii or if she's a senator. And if she switched to Republican, then the Republicans would have the Senate.
Okay, here's what I would like to see happen with all this crap. I mean, just because somebody changes their party, there's still a certain person. I mean, they might not like the left because it's a little too radical, the people running it, so they'll sway with the Republicans. And vice versa, they might not like a Republican.
It's true.
But they're still the same person. I don't care what label they pick. They're still the same person.
Right.
What was I going to say? You did this. Go ahead, keep going. I forgot.
Did you know that
point here.
they're trying to get rid of Dianne Feinstein?
She's going to retire.
She wasn't going to retire. They told her, you're retiring.
Well, yeah, she knows she needs to stop.
And now she's got health issues, so they want
She's
her...
missed all kinds of meetings.
Yeah, since February. They want her to step down now so they can pick somebody new. And
Now, she's a senator of California, right? Some
Yes.
kind of senator.
yes.
What
and
district is she?
San Francisco.
Oh.
Well, no. She's one of two senators in California. She's a senior senator.
Oh, so it's all of
So to pick the junior senator, who's the guy? He's in the Congress. He doesn't want to run. He wants to run for her seat. He's the one responsible for all the lies regarding the Russian situation that started the impeachment of Trump. Which I still think, if the Republicans had any kind of sense, because the Republicans have the House, they should start a situation to reverse that impeachment, because it was based on lies, totally based on lies. And if everybody out there thinks otherwise, they're wrong. They're absolutely wrong. I don't know if they can do it, but I think they should try to do it. I don't know about the second impeachment.
I wouldn't count on California for any kind of voting support.
I would.
Because they got to, we always talk about here in New London that they always vote for the same people and they expect different results and they get the same stuff all the time.
And what's that called?
I don't know. What is that
Insanity.
called? Oh, okay. Okay. But they do the same thing in California.
Adam Schiff.
Oh, yeah.
I call him Adam Schiffless. They don't want him. They want this younger person, a woman, who is totally to the left, far to the left. They want to pick her.
Well, they don't have a very good resume. Not resume. They've picked people that are so. This administration has picked people that are so unqualified for their jobs. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I want to get a job under Biden right now, all I got to do is run home, put on a dress. I might have to shave a little,
Most of the,
and then say, I'm a walrus.
Dennis, most of these people are not qualified for any of their jobs.
No, they're not.
They really
and
aren't.
look what
And
it's
I'm not
getting
saying
us.
I'm
Look at
not
where
just
we
saying
are.
it's Democrats. I'm saying it's Republicans as well. They're
Well,
not
yeah.
qualified.
And that thing to me is you have Republicans that side with Democrats sometimes, but it's all about the money, because they'll probably go to Republicans and say, hey, look, that project you wanted, or we can give you in your bank account in some island this amount of money if you kind of tend to go this way or do this. And they say, yeah. So now all this crap is hitting the fan, and now these Republicans are keeping quiet because they were working with the Democrats, and that's just to steal money from us.
I have always said that I don't believe that there are very many politicians who are honest. Now the ones who came in and they made their own fortunes, and they're more likely honest than the others. But all the ones who are in there that once they were in there, they became millionaires. They're corrupt.
Oh yeah,
they're absolutely corrupt. So.
Change topics a little.
Yes.
Do you have something important you want to?
I want to go back to. There was a letter to the editor, or from Passero, or an article regarding Passero, regarding New London, and he's saying how everything is doing much better. Our taxes are going to go down.
Yeah, we've heard it going down many times. But
they did go down last year.
There's a chance it can be better.
They did go down a little last year, and they're going down even smaller this year, 0.15%. Big deal. It's not a big. I mean, I'm
better down than up, but I agree with
true.
You. It's not a big
deal.
But
it should have gone down more.
Yeah.
And he's saying because of all the construction, the buildings and everything. My biggest argument. First of all, what do you think of that building on Howard Street, the Beam, that apartment? You know, that is one ugly building. I hope those apartments and condos are gorgeous because the building itself is ugly.
The rents on those places are huge.
Huge? So are they condos or not?
I think they were supposed to be, but I don't think they are now. But she was looking at a price scale because it's very hard to get prices from that company. Even when they were talking about almost done and all that, and you go online, you never saw prices. But I think she told me for a 2-bedroom apartment, it's going to be anywhere from $2,500 to $3,000 a month.
Oh. And then
don't count utilities.
No, that's true, or anything. And then the lumber yard is slated to be
85 more
apartments. And then on Fort Trumbull, there's supposed to be a hotel with more apartments.
Yeah.
And then
that was supposed to be a senior place, by the way. No, I mean senior living.
Right. Then the apartments across from ShopRite are supposed to be low income.
But not all of them.
No, because there are 2 phases. The first phase is up, not probably finished or not. So my question is, if we've got all this money coming in, why aren't our taxes going down even more?
Because I think it's because of the tax abatements that they get.
I don't know how much they've gotten.
They got to make a deal about how much they're going to pay.
Well, anyway, my question, where is the retail? Or is that once everything comes in, or once the museum is in, are they expecting a flood of new people coming in for retail?
That's what they're expecting.
And then Passero says doubters will have egg on their face.
Oh, I know, I read that.
I hope so.
I hope so too.
Matter of fact, I won't mind it because, first of all, as much as I have talked down on New London over the years, New London needs something. Will New London ever be something like Mystic? Absolutely not.
No, they're too far gone the other way to do that.
It can't possibly happen because of the quality of people that live here.
Well, it's true. I mean, it's
quantity.
You can hide that kind of stuff and stick your head in the sand or whatever about it, but it is part of reality. I see all these apartments and everything coming mainly because of the museum and EB. Only 2 reasons why the growth is coming in here, and plus the hard work. I'll give the mayor credit for hard work. That's I've seen him sometimes when he looks like, dude, you need to go take a vacation or something. But anyways.
Is he going to run again?
Yeah, I think.
And he's going to win.
He's going to get a raise too. He's going to go up to 160.
He raises himself.
Well,
anything that comes through,
he can't do it. The council does.
And he's going to tell the council raise my.
Well, they already did.
Yes.
Efren put in that the next mayor gets $165,000, something like that, from less than 100,000.
No, it's 100.
How much was he making?
120?
Well, in the low 100s.
Something like that. So I'm not going to take away what he has done. I really am not. As much as I question his his ability to get along with his neighbors. But
Well, that's true everywhere.
well,
I mean, there's probably people living next to him that say he's doing a great job. Matter of fact,
I'm
they're
sure
going to start
the new ones
Yeah.
that came in who don't know what he has done.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
So anyway, regardless, I hope he proves that there will be egg on our faces.
they're going to start doing road work. They're going to start tarring the roads
I know they already pulled
down
up
your area.
in my area. I'm like, okay, let's do that.
Now, how many people do you think are going to come out and say, "Oh, sure, they started down the south end. They don't give a shit about us up in the north end"?
No, because he's done more. It's not just the south end. There are little bits and pieces that have been already dug up in. I went over the streets today. I like, what is this? Anyway,
that's where the.
let me ask you a question. Can you please answer this question?
I'll try.
They already brought up the road for new tarring.
Yeah. Did they do the whole road?
Half.
They only did half?
Half of Pequot from...
No, I meant from side to side. Not length.
They didn't do the full amount from side to side. They did only half, only one lane. So I don't know if they're going to do the other lane. If they do, fine. But my question would be this. They already pulled it up, and it went down a far way down Pequot and around, and it's on Parkway South. Okay? It's clear.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't they repave it right away? Why do they have to wait? I'll bet you it's going to take a month at least for them to put down new tar.
You know what I think they do? I think they wait to do this work until they get some kind of money from the state or the federal government. And if that's the case, that must mean we don't really have any money. Because you're right. You got everything there.
They already got, I think there was a grant that already got this. But I don't think Pequot's a state road.
Pequot, I think, is.
I know Ocean Avenue is.
Howard Street is. I don't think Montauk is a city road, too.
City road. Ocean Avenue is a state
down to
But I
Eugene
think Pequot,
O'Neill.
I think Pequot's is a city road. I really do. And
anybody out there know?
Do you? If this was Japan, whatever they want to do on roads to get it done, I'll bet you that would have been done in Japan in a week.
You
know why?
Why?
The big U.
The big U.
Unions.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true. I mean, if you got a government and a leader telling you, we're going to do this road now, all of you get out there, they're going to get out there. There ain't going to be no unions. There ain't going to be, well, we need, we did the road last year this length, and now to do another one that length, this year, it's going to cost you another $5 million.
The other thing is, Dennis, I'm not sure why there wasn't that really anything wrong on Pequot Avenue. There's a lot of other roads in New London that need to be done.
I think they're making the area down there. I mean, I see a lot of construction going on down there along the Pequot Avenue. There's like 3 or 4 houses now that are being built in smaller areas, but they're being built. The one on the top of the hill that looks like an inn, the big long one. Mike Bracetta's old house? That's being taken over. Somebody bought that, and
they bought that a while ago.
Yeah, but they're doing all kinds of work on it.
Well, that's
okay, and
private
then
work.
Then right at. Oh yeah, I thought you were talking about private.
No, I'm talking about the main, just the streets and everything.
Well, when you got this kind of housing going on down there, of course they're going to get. I mean, this is big money. This is big taxes. So that's where they're going to stop first. It's going to be down there to keep them people happy, almost make it so it's like another world. I used to think that when I was living at Mayberry's, I used to think coming home, once I passed the hospital, it was another whole world.
My wife and I when we lived on Avery Court, this little house and everything, we would ride our bicycles down that area and go on Admiral Drive and say, wow, this is really nice. I wonder if we could ever afford to live there.
And now look at you.
Well,
All right, let's switch around here. Okay, I want to talk about Chef Tom.
who?
Chef Tom. I believe that's his name, Chef Tom. He was he's a chef at the high school. And remember a while back when they brought in a chef for each school?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's still going on like that or not, but it was on a grant. The only thing the city was paying, which I don't think a lot of people knew, is that they were giving them their benefits. But the bill was a grant, okay? Now, there's no more grant. It's done, or it's going to be done. And you got to give the man credit because he's always there for food for people. He had 2 locations. One is in the Elks Club where you can go there on certain days, and it's like walking in a supermarket. It's set up like that, and you take what you need, and you don't pay for it.
I never heard of that.
Oh, yeah, that's been going on for a little while. It's called Whalers Helping Whalers. And he would go to these housing places certain times and bring food for people. Okay. So, in the wisdom of our council, and the president of the council, which I can't even remember her name, it doesn't bother me, I can't, but they've decided to cut his spending almost to nothing. He was getting money from the city to do this, plus wherever else he was getting money. And I noticed that about this council. Like, they have their own special little groups.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got groups that are involved with this city center district now, where all this money is starting to go to. If you're in the council meetings, you'd see they're starting to put a lot of money there. And where was I going to go? Man, this is tough. Well, anyways, what I'm getting...
There were like 39 organizations. There were more organizations than there was money to dole out.
Yeah. But instead of picking certain groups, and most of it has to do with art or special this or special that or some shit, or money towards downtown now because that's like a new thing. They got these beautiful little garbage cans now. You must have seen them, right? Yeah, well, some guy wrote in a remark about it saying, gee, we better hope they don't think they're mailboxes because they look so nice. But anyways, they need to focus back. All these people that got elected, including the mayor, their job is to take care of and to make it the best place possible for everybody in the city, the whole city. That's why they got elected. That's why we pay you, in case you've forgotten who the boss is around here.
No, we don't pay them. They take it.
Well, still, they got to get the money from somewhere.
Yeah,
and where's they getting it from?
They steal it from us.
Okay. This program here was taking care of everybody. There wasn't a racial thing here. There wasn't pronoun crap. There was none of that stuff. It was just people who needed food because of hard times. And now you're going to take money away from this group and give it to some other group that needs to buy more pencils, or maybe we want to paint something else downtown, or read a book to somebody or whatever. You don't know. They just don't know how to prioritize.
No, they don't. And they want to make this New London an art town. You know what? There's plenty of art areas in New London. We don't need more. We need retail.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you one thing right now. How many times do you go downtown for retail? Never. How many times do you go downtown to eat? I'll tell you, never. There's nothing down there. First of all, there's so much that is empty. And at nighttime, I am delighted that Bank Street is crowded because I know they're in the restaurants. I don't know how much they're going into any kind of stores or anything, but it's empty.
Only stores downtown are these little mini marts.
Oh, you know what? That new convenience store on the corner of Bank and whatever that.
Is it by the
across the street from Howard Street on the Bank? It's a brand new gas station.
Oh yeah.
I want to, if this guy is listening, which I doubt, I want to tell him, please take down the fence.
Yeah.
First of all, it doesn't look like you're open. And the sign
That's
on
true.
there says it's open 24/7. Second of all, 2 blocks down the street, across from the firehouse, there's a gas station. That gas station has been the cheapest in this area, or one of the cheapest. It's now down because gas has gone so high, right? So their gas today, I went past there because I go every day past on downtown to drive through, is $3.19, right? How much is the gas station at that new place?
I don't even look at it.
$3.35, $3.36, right? Now, why would anybody in their right mind stop at him to get gas when 2 blocks you can get it for $3.19?
Well, a lot of people I don't think like that $3.19 gas station. Plus, a lot of people ain't going to go there because there's always people hanging out in the front of it. So you're not going to get women that are going to go there and stop and get gas.
I'm certainly not going to go there to pay $3.35.
No, I
and
understand
I'm not
that.
going. I want to go into that store. I really probably should.
But there's more there than just gas.
Oh, I know, because I haven't been in the shop yet because it always looks closed.
But that guy, he might have did the right thing for himself, because with all these apartments in this one area,
yes,
I think that had to be on his mind.
I'm sure it did, because where else are you going to shop it if you need to get something else a little later at night?
But
instead of taking a trek into Waterford or something, and it's only a couple of miles to Waterford, but the apartments on Howard Street and Bank Street at the very front, I'm sure they'll go over there and do whatever they need to do. You got to remember, though, those convenience stores are more expensive usually.
Yeah, there's another one of them stores over in Groton, over by EB. But it's getting, someone's got to take a break from all that construction going on down that way. And our politicians in New London have got to take a break and sit down, go there and look, and realize that there's only so much more you can do there, because it's so congested now that somebody's going to get hit, somebody's going to get hurt, because I don't know, there's just too much going on down there. I mean, I see cars pulling to go down Howard Street, and you just pull around it, and then they put their blinker on to go into the apartments, and you're almost on their butt. But anyways, okay.
You've got two of the what I would think are the best restaurants in Hodges Square.
What kind of restaurants?
One is breakfast and lunch. DJ's. If you want really good food, it's family owned. It used to be across the street. Now it's on the other side, and they're excellent.
And it's a breakfast, lunch
breakfast.
Stuff.
If you like breakfast, if you like big pancakes and stuff, go there. Or if you like a nice full meal, yes, it's excellent.
I like the one right across from where John Russell has his shop.
The what?
The one in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Over in back of the Hygienic. It's like a Portuguese place or something.
Oh, I don't.
But they serve a lot of American stuff.
The other restaurant, Mr. G's.
Oh well, yeah.
Been there for a long time, and even though the father passed away, but the family still runs it, and it's good quality food.
They have one of the best meatball grinders that I've ever had.
Oh, okay.
There. Haven't had one.
I've never been disappointed with Mr. G's.
Okay, so I have a question here. First of all, you ever notice that Joey's never around when there's a big crisis in our country? Think a minute. Who's Joey?
I know who you're talking about, but I'm trying to figure out. Even when he's around, he's not around.
Well, that's true. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to touch. Were you done with Paso?
Go ahead. Yes.
You sure?
Sure.
Because you know me. I'll just jump on anything. Not like that. All right. I got to find this story because it's a story to do with baseball. Okay? So it was found on Newsbreak.
Newsbreak?
Yeah, Nick Castellanos or something like that.
Yeah.
He was ejected from the game for touching the dirt with his bat after a questionable call. What is it? What is there a rule against your bat hitting the ground?
Yeah, if you're slamming, you're saying touch. He probably slammed his bat down, and the umpires didn't like it.
Okay.
Something like
All
that.
right.
Is
That's
that
how
the
much
baseball question you asking me?
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know
I thought
nothing
you
about
wanted to-
baseball.
No.
But okay, so moving right along. Screwed up. Man, can you imagine me with a computer? No, thanks. Okay, here we go. All right, so the next thing on here is SNAP. We know what SNAP is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Benefits slash means more demand on local food pantries.
Mm-hmm.
So they're getting slashed now.
Mm-hmm. And they should.
But yet the city council in New London are taking away funds from the very guy that's helping feed these people. Is that friggin' brilliant?
Well, you got to think of it this way. And I'm not saying, honestly, a lot of the people who get SNAP, these elderly people, they were complaining that they were only getting $25, $50 a month.
Yeah,
where
that's
some of these
nothing.
other families are getting
I
$1,500.
know.
Well, you want to know something? The SNAP situation was funded by during the pandemic,
Yeah.
and that had to stop.
Oh, I know. All these
And
things had to stop.
They have to. All of them have to stop. I mean, this is a sore situation in category for me because I'm sick and tired. I have told you many, many times, and them, I don't mind helping people, but not forever. You brought up your children. I brought up my children. I am totally against any of these people who are having 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 children on my dime.
Oh, I know. Well, that's.
And most of them are single.
I think I read somewhere where somebody can check it out and call me crazy or whatever, but I thought I read somewhere where there's some people in politics that want to stop that every time you have a kid you get $1,500.
Well, there was supposed to be a limit in Connecticut.
But that's what I
Well,
maybe it was
obviously
Connecticut.
I don't know if they did it
But
or
they're
not.
voters. Don't you? Voting runs.
You know,
Our
but
whole
we brought this up. We've brought this up too. That if you are on subsistence from the government, you shouldn't be able to vote. You should have to contribute to taxes, to everything.
Well, this doesn't have to necessarily. If it's somebody that's down on
All
their
the people that are sitting on their behinds, doing nothing except having kids. Where did they earn the right to vote?
That's where it's wrong. We need a lot of people to do a lot of things for a lot of people. I mean, we need. Oh, no, God, that sounded like Harris.
No, look, Bill Gates and all these other multi-billion-dollar people. I know they give money away. Why don't they put money into these local communities who need help? Why New London is always getting millions and millions of dollars.
Not just New London.
It just seems every time
everywhere.
you read something. I know, but it seems every time you read something, it's New London.
What about this idea? Okay, you can limit the amount of kids. I kind of agree with that. I mean, maybe 3, 4 at the most. Okay, that's just a thought. But if you made the conditions of getting SNAP or whatever, you have to put in community time, a certain amount of time to get that. It'd be like working and getting paid from the government. But wait a minute. Most of these people aren't going to have a way to get to a job. So you make that available to them, even if they got to all walk to one certain corner.
You know what this is called? You were talking about welfare. This is what you used to do.
Yeah, but you're getting something out of it.
Right. You used to have to go to the office and show that you were looking for a job and doing something, and then, so this should be mandatory, that if you want some help, you have to give back to your community.
Yes, that should be automatic.
Yes, I definitely agree with that. But
then
Dennis,
the place
there's this one person. I have no idea what this person's name is, but I was told this by a patient or a friend that there's this guy in New London. He has fathered 17 children.
Well, it's time. Oh, I won't say
He
what I was going to
doesn't.
say.
He doesn't give anything to those children. He doesn't support them. Doesn't do anything, and he lives on assistance.
All right, so I'm
And
gonna,
he was given something that he gets the right for the rest of his life for rent-free.
So this is my solution to that. When I become president,
I know what it
Okay.
is.
you get to make. It connects with what we were talking about. You get to make 3 to 4 babies in your life. That's it. Unless it's certain circumstances. Okay, there's always certain circumstances. After the 4th, if you've done nothing to help any of them kids, say for 5 years, or maybe not even 5 years, maybe 1 year, you get castrated. That's it. You ain't gonna have no more kids. You blew your chances to have kids. You know, you could have found $1 million and had a great life and want to have kids now because you can support them, and you can't because you screwed around and produced 4 babies that you have nothing to do with.
Right.
Hey.
However,
Another however.
let's not go for the gander. Go for the goose as well. It takes
Okay.
2 to tango. I'm tired of everything being the man's fault.
How many men, okay, this might get a little crude, so cover your kids' ears. The guy's standing in a room. He sees the wife naked, or not the wife, a woman naked, and looking where you know they're looking. And he sees a doctor over here at a table with a big clippers. And so you get told, pick one. You start having kids after 4. What man is going to say, well, they're going to be, get away from me. You know, you ain't cutting my things off. That's
right.
it. So, it
Well,
will
look,
work.
if they're, I don't know what
We are
I
gonna
don't know
get
what
so
the answer is. I really don't know what the answer is. But I do know that if they're not supporting their children, they should be thrown in jail.
It's got to stop before then, because if you throw them in jail, it's like them having nothing to do with the kid.
They don't have anything to do with
I
the
know.
kids to begin
So
with.
what's throwing them in jail?
It's-
Well, yeah, you might have something there.
So the next thing I want to bring up, because I hear all these things, we've had so many murders in this country recently. So I'm going to take my phone, and this phone now is not a phone. That's a gun. And we're just going to leave that there.
Well, you know, if you piss it off, it's going to jump up and shoot you. You know that.
So I'll leave that there for the rest of the show. And I want you to tell me, leaving that there, how many times is that quote-unquote gun going to go off?
It shouldn't.
What?
It shouldn't go off.
Right. You know why?
Why?
Because guns don't kill people. People kill people. And our Second Amendment rights gives us to bear arms.
That's right.
It's the person who is causing the problem, not the gun. And we've gone through this, I
Struck
don't
a
know how
nerve.
many times. We finally getting a call?
Well, we might be.
How many times have we gone through this, Dennis? I don't know how many millions of times we've gone through this. And all the left wants to do, all the left wants to do is take away our guns. The only people that are going to have guns are the bad people. I saw on TV today a guy was getting beat up. He had a red car, and they were trying to steal his car, and they didn't get it.
Well, because the guy put up a fight.
Right. So those people who came around and were beating him up and kicking him and everything, I only have one thing for them: shoot them.
I agree. I really do. We have the right to protect our property.
And they're
That's one
saying
of them.
now you protect your property, you can go to jail. That's wrong.
Of course it's wrong. What I don't understand is how cops will follow that.
Because that's what they're told to do.
It was on Whale's Tale too, but it was presented by United FM. Keith Much was doing an interview with this little old black lady sitting in a park on a bench. And they came in today, and they, all right, we'll take this call. Don't let me forget. You're live.
Hello?
Oh, call back. I pushed the wrong button. Okay, so.
You pushed Dennis's buttons.
Yeah. So he's talking to this little old black lady. She's got to be I don't know how old, really old. And she's sitting in the park. Come to find out is they went to a housing place, took her out of her house, took the keys away from her apartment, and put her out on the streets. So
the cops did this?
Whoever did it, the housing authority had to have something to do with it. Now, so, Mr. Mayor, you were elected to protect everybody. You too, Council, although I don't expect anything less from you guys. Maybe, anyways, you need to protect the people in this city. That's what you're elected for.
Answer the phone.
All righty. Whoop, almost wrong button. No, that's the one I'm supposed to hit.
Middle button, yes.
You're live, I think.
Hello?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead, my friend.
Hey, how you guys doing tonight?
We're not doing too bad. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty well. Doing pretty well.
Are you going to yell at us?
No, I'm not going to yell at you at all.
Well, go ahead.
I was just checking.
Go ahead, we're waiting.
I just wanted to find out what you guys, what you thought about what's going on with electric boat and all the things that they're contributing to New London and Groton and just how things have changed. I'm just curious on your take on that.
Why don't you, okay, we'll comment, but you tell us what you think first.
What do I think? Boy, I think it's pretty interesting how things have drastically changed. You know, the economy. I see a lot of money going into London for housing, and you know the cost of everybody's homes. It seems like the median price of homes in this area has gone up quite a bit. But you know the government's just pumping money towards submarines with the Columbias, the Virginias, and then what's going on with Australia. It's you know it's a good time to be looking for a job, and it's a good time to be starting a career. And an electric boat is you know a blessing. I'm just curious as to what you guys think the effect it's going to have on New London. Good, bad, indifferent.
Okay, I personally think if it wasn't for General Dynamics and Pfizer's and the subbase and all that stuff, there would be probably no New London or Groton. That's been our mainstay, and it's been a good one. We've had some ups and downs, I guess, but it's bringing people in. I just hope it stays around. That's all.
Well, do you remember when EB was working around the clock, 3 shifts?
Yeah.
And that's what their goal is, I think, again, to do
Yeah.
that. So I think it's great. Now, Pfizer screwed us.
Yes, they did.
And I know that they also took down some of their property. Did he hang up?
Yeah.
Okay. They took down a building in Groton, so they didn't have to pay tax anymore. And I think EB is taking it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
My concern, and I think EB has been a great neighbor.
I do too.
So my concern is that I think Pfizer eventually wants to get out of a lot of places.
I think you're right.
Now, if Pfizer gets out of Groton, what is EB going to do?
I think they'll take it over.
Which means they won't need the property in New London.
You know, one thing, EB was, other than being a paper boy, EB was the first place I got a job right out of high school. The one thing that EB can't do, from my understanding, unless it's changed, is they can build the submarines and get them out of there. But they don't have the space for submarines to come back in to do repairs on. So I think that's what Virginia does. EB down that way, General Dynamics. There's another shipyard down there.
I thought they did do some repairs here.
Well, they do some, but not on any major scale. And they don't do the big boats.
They don't start everything at EB.
No, I know they don't.
It comes from what, Maine? So
Rhode Island. Rhode Island has a big General Dynamics
right?
place.
Oh, that's right.
Newport.
Newport, and so they have down in Newport News, Bath Ironworks and stuff. So
And Thames Valley Steel does work for.
so a lot of the finished product, I think, comes out of EB.
Yes.
So
I think I had that a little wrong. I think
I just hope that EB stays here, and that's why they built those apartments. The Beam, I think it's called.
Yeah.
They're hoping that EB employees take it. They all have to do is walk to work then instead of driving.
The dock.
The dock in
apartment.
the first one.
I was amazed because I really honestly thought they weren't going to be able to fill that place with the kind
They
of
filled
people
that
they want.
fast.
I don't think it was still stuff probably settling or whatever before, and the place was packed. It was done.
Yes.
So that kind of threw me for a loop. That's when I started thinking,
So let me ask you something then. Our population has been steady at around 26,000. What's it now? Is it more?
well, a lot of people have left too. This is going to become a very expensive place.
It already is.
I hate to say it, it's gonna end up like expensive to live, whole different world, and then Section 8, that's not going to be that expensive.
There are a lot of places.
And it shouldn't be like that, but it is.
I know, but there are a lot of places that aren't taking Section 8 anymore.
But when you have somebody from this side, all of a sudden gets a job at EB and they're making good money,
Yeah.
next thing you know, they're going to move down to this side.
That's fine.
Oh, it's fine. Yeah, I know.
That's,
But
what bothers me is that the people on that side think they have a right to be on this side when they can't afford to pay for it.
What are you talking about? You lost me.
The people on that side don't want to live in low-income housing anymore. They want to buy a house or they want to do on this side, but they can't afford it. So they complain that there's nothing on this side for them to buy. They want to be on this side.
But I think you're seeing a lot more people of different races buying stuff. They're making it easier for them too.
Well, maybe, and so, but that's what happened in East Lyme for so long. People wanted to move in East Lyme, and I don't blame them. It's a really nice area, but they can't afford it, and they complained. And now I think Connecticut has a situation where every town has to have a certain amount of space they have to, or that's coming for low-income housing. Well, you know what? I'm sorry. You can't afford to live there? Go get a better job. Go educate yourself that you can get a better job, and then you can afford to go. I didn't get to move down where I live by chance.
But where did you live when you first started?
Avery Court.
Okay. And you worked hard to get down to where you are now.
Yeah, I mean, I was making nothing.
But I think some of the things they're going to have to find an answer for are when you take all these people that are on Section 8, and I don't know how we got on this subject, but even if you find jobs for them, you've got to provide transportation to begin with until they've made enough money where they can save stuff and then move to someplace nicer or out of state or whatever. Mm-hmm. But that isn't how it works. Section 8 just throws the money at you, and then they forget about you. You're just a name on a piece of paper every month. So there's more to it than just throwing money at things.
I know.
I mean, there's a lot of things around that. All right. You heard that they wanted to build a 17-story.
That's 123 Bank Street.
Yeah, but where the hell is 123 Bank Street?
I think it's the old Buckley property.
I thought it was down further.
It's
where on the other side of the garage, city garage,
no,
that big place, because it's hardly anything in there.
City garage?
No, on the other side of the city garage where the weird-shaped building is, and they got the big parking lot.
That's not Bank Street.
I thought
that's Eugene O'Neill.
I know it's not Bank Street, but I thought they messed up.
No, I think I really want to say it's the Buckley property. The Buckley House property.
Okay, so
but then across the street, you realize they're building that.
Oh yeah, I went by there today and I saw the crane there. That's all prefab. That's very old stuff. That's like really old because, downtown New London can only have old stuff. Buildings got to look
Oh,
old.
but that won't be
We know that.
17-story building.
Oh, who knows?
Where are these people going to park?
Thank you. I was just going to go there. This is what I say when they stop. There's so much stuff coming into London right now, and it's a good thing, but it could also be a bad thing.
Unless the bottom floor.
It's still like 17 stories.
I know. It's not. There's not going to be enough places to park. It's just, i.e. the same thing with the property that the prefab thing. It's supposed to be have 20 parking spots because there are going to be 20 apartments or something like that. How many people do you know?
You better not have a truck.
Well, how many people do you know, families that have just one vehicle?
That's true too. Years ago, even before they got the money to redo the parking lot behind Bank Street.
Yeah.
I don't know, what's that called? City parking lot?
Whatever it is,
okay? I always used to say, why don't they build up 5 stories, make it a 5-story, another parking lot, have the bottom all shops.
Right.
Now they just pumped, I don't know how many millions of dollars into a parking lot that lost 40 spots.
Okay. How many times have you been on I-95 and it's 2 lanes and it's crowded, traffic every weekend? How many times have you said, end of show, that Connecticut had no foresight, that 95 should never have been 2 lanes, it should have been 3 or 4?
They don't look ahead.
They never do.
Back then with the 2 lanes, I remember when Route 32, when I was a kid, it was 2 lanes, one way and one the other. That's it.
Oh, that was it, yeah.
Okay? So they say, well, we'll make it 2 lanes and 2 lanes. Well, that's great, but are you thinking about 20 years from now when all of a sudden you've got twice the number of cars?
By the way, we have to end the show. Yeah. How many times did the gun go off?
Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3.
My point?
Your point's well taken.
Yes.
Well,
folks, stop blaming the gun. Blame the person.
I hope if I said or Eric said anything to offend you, just go to YouTube and you can get it off your chest. Just ban us.
And see if it's there. It should be there. We didn't say anything derogatory.
Don't grow up to be a hypocrite. Are we done?
A hypocrite? Who did? Oh.
I guess we're not done.
That's what all these
everybody
socialists are. Bernie Sanders was the first definite hypocrite.
That's the only reason I think Biden got elected, because they didn't want.
See you next week.
Yeah, we'll see you next week.